Alright, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sam, otherwise known as DPadGamer here on YouTube, and I'm going to be playing through MechoEcho. I hope I'm saying that right. Unless it's some crazy pronunciation, that's what it is. MechoEcho. It's a new game out on Steam. It was greenlit, past tense, some time ago. I know almost nothing about it except it's a builder game, which you'll see immediately. It's crazy looking, and it has about like 30 chapters or so. So I think that sounds good. Just to start out, I'm going to go ahead and make a new user, which is just nothing new. I only played through the first, like, I don't know, like 3 chapters, just to get used to the game, because it introduces the concepts pretty smoothly. So my goal here is to be playing through it. We got the prologue, Return from the Depths. We're going to be playing through it, and then I'm going to try to keep it at a decent clip so that I can, while playing through it, also show you how to beat the challenges, because I imagine it's going to get a little tough near the end. Because at least in the beginning, you know, they sort of hold your hand just to get you caught up with what's going on. But the gist of it, and by the way, the story is very, it's very, like, subtle slash, it's not like in your face. Very weird, like, AI computer program smoke lady. And the gist of it is that we run around in humanoid form, we can zoom out and whatnot. And of course, it was supposed to be this way, or wasn't supposed to be this way. Something was very wrong. She had dreamed of waking up in a lush field, of having others around her, all waking up together. But this wasn't a dream, it wasn't a memory. She had planned for this and dreaded it. I believe it's something like this is like a training ground for programs and or things, and she's not an actual person, it's like an AI, I think. There's extra little information right here. You see these tiny little, I don't know what you want to call them, like little notepads. Why'd she keep coming back? Nothing is wrong. Everything is as it should be. Maybe this time she'll understand. So perhaps it's something like we're repeating the same thing every time. But just this very first prologue here, we're just running around just to get used to, like, controlling the camera. Movement is with the left click. We look around with the right click. We see our smokeness. The camera does, it looks like it glitches a little, but it's just because it's trying to avoid being behind any objects, which is great because obviously you want to see what you're doing, but also not so great because you do not want to get stuck behind a wall, because it'll just like look like this. Like that can get a little jarring. The jumbled pieces in her brain began to assemble. That's right, this was her failsafe, and and nobody else knew. No one knew why I can't read, but that's just a mystery. So we go through here. Chapter 1, Becoming. What are we going to become? Just you wait. We're going to become something great. This very first part, it literally tells you what to do, just because we need to learn how to actually build. Which I like the building in this. It looked really interesting, which is why I bought it, and now I'm playing it for you guys. So our smokeness becomes a block. We become blocks. And obviously, this is a walking bot. At the moment, it's not finished. It's really neat. So editor controls. Over here, we got basic block, and then add tool, already selected. We want to build the last part of it, as it tells us. And now we get to drive, and this thing. We'll just walk forward and you'll see what happens. But moving is with W and S for right now. Rotate the camera, zooming in, all that stuff. It sort of carries over. Later on, we'll be able to change the specific movement to each button. So if I had 4 different directions of motors, I would have 4 different buttons. I could just set that up. So obviously this thing is going to like glide along here. Whee! Go. There you go. I love it. And of course, when we get to our little goal here, we'll turn back into a quotation mark human and ready to go. She was the beating heart of the machine. Whatever she needed would become part of her. She had thought ahead, supplying herself the tools to fight whatever she had not thought to avoid. Cool. As we learn the backstory, you also learn how bad I can be at pronunciation and reading out loud. Get ready and jump. So, of course, get another chapter, another little concept to learn, more information. I'm just going to skip those. Wanna know why? Because that's something you can check out when you play it, if you do. I think you should. It's pretty cool. There's a sandbox mode which you'll be able to build anything, so it's going to be pretty neat. So this is the machine we're going to build. So this is the core block where everything else spawns from. It powers all of the blocks, so obviously basic metal block, all blocks come in limited supply, except in sandbox, which you'll have like 99. And then we got add and delete. So we want to build out 4 in each way, and then we're using motors, engines, whatever, which will spin the wheels. But first, it's on the ground, so we need to move it up, and it snaps into each level to make it easy. So there's no like weird messing around with it. And setting tool allows us to change the rotation, the which key, so I could press any key, but I'll just leave it at the normal. What? Huh. It's actually not letting me do that. Maybe because I'm stuck in the tutorial at the moment. I didn't actually think to try it out, but I'm sure it works. In this case, all the engines are already spinning in the correct direction. Awesome. And then we just need 4 wheels. I'm just going to leave it there for a second. And then let's actually get it on the right spot. There we go. And then we can drive. And right now, there's no steering, but we'll get that in a second. I think it's either the next one or the one after that. People she knew could not be trusted. Al, I think that's Al, because the little right there instead of being AI, was different. She could talk to him and he would understand, but he didn't love her, of course not. But she could always rely on him. Still, she had doubts. That was why she was here. Fair enough. Chapter 3, looking for answers. Cool. This one is another straightforward, but it has a little bit of a interesting bit in that we have to push a block onto here and then right across. So something I can show off right now is free flight. Basically, whenever you're building or whenever you're just running around, if you want to look around at the whole level, you can go into free flight and you can basically scour ahead and check out what you have to deal with, because they do get a little more complex as you go. So we're going to, I messed up. There's a little bit of like, not even load, but you know, waiting time as you're trying to go from humanoid to building mode. It's really weird. I never thought like the quote person would be the thing. Am I just stuck here? Oh, I'm in free flight still. There we go. You have to reselect it. I messed up on that. So we have 8 blocks. I'm gonna go. Obviously not like that, but I meant to do that. So I can move a block. I guess I could just delete it. Go there. 4 engines. Move it up. And then 4 wheels. And even though they're so close, they do work just fine, so no worries. And just be sure I could check. And cool thing, what you select gets pushed out, so you could actually see that they're all turning right instead of like it being still on the individual engine, which is pretty neat. And then we're ready to drive. And then I'm gonna hit it really hard and fly off. No. You can click edit again, go back. You actually don't want to do that. You obviously want to go a little slower, push it, it'll land fine, and ready to go. I like this mainly because it looks like his little face. But yeah, this one is pretty easy. No joke, I did exactly that my first time. Just I went sailing right off the edge. There was no reason to do it. Something came over me. I had to do it just to see if it would work. This sterile world was not supposed to be their home. This was for testing, prior to disembarking. For some reason, I think disembarking as in like some sort of giant space voyage or whatever. Compatibility could be confirmed here safely. Chapter 4, You Are Not Alone. I think that's the title of a game somewhere. So the whole You Are Not Alone thing really just referencing, like, you'll see off in the distance another person, but it's opposite colors than us. Maybe it's the idea of like we're trying to beat it or something. I don't know. Competing. So this is an engine. This is an unpowered rotor. It has no motor, so the wheels attached to it will rotate if any external force is applied. To create stable front-end wheel drive, have them in the back, and have powered in the front. And the rods, if they're attached to rotors, engines, and wheels, they'll rotate, and if they're attached to blocks, they won't rotate. So that's pretty cool. So what we can do is basically like... There we go. So it looks really almost derpy, but at the same time we should be able to move just fine. And we got across. Okay. Now here we want to brake and immediately go over because it goes in a wave. And then slow down again because we got this part. So yeah, as you can tell, the gameplay isn't crazy rooflet. I'm not even gonna try it. It's not something ridiculously new because I've played games like this before, but I think it's a pretty good physics engine and everything. The spawnings could learn here. Mazes for ingenuity, mechanics, dexterity, another area devoted to history, philosophy, and art, but no one was learning anything here. I wonder why. Maybe because they're all too busy building vehicles and driving around as vehicles. Who knows? Chapter 5, Unlings. Weird. Those are Unlings. They're really tiny. You'll see them in a second. I don't know what the point of them is, but it's a thing. It's cool, I guess. They're Unlings right there. They look like little floating eyes. That's what I think of, at least. I don't know what they actually do. I assume it's something like they, I don't know, like shoot at you or something. I don't want to try to find out. So we're going to avoid them. We're going to free flight real quick as we go into building mode. We have a block to press and then another... Thanks. Gotta do it. And then another button to press. Anyways, regular engines allow machines to move forward and backwards. Cool. Steering engines function like regular engines but also allow vehicles to turn. Awesome. A narrow vehicle is likely to tilt or flip over during a turn. A wider vehicle will be more stable. Cool. Sounds good. I want to go forward. Maybe like this. Seal it out. Yeah, I could do that. Okay. And then I'm going to move it up. We got turny ones right there. See? Turn like that. And then we want unpowered in the back. Because this ain't a Jeep. This ain't four-wheel drive. And then with my remaining blocks, I'll go one out. Make it a little symmetrical, I guess. There we go. Drive. So it should turn just fine. And we're able to drive. Gonna take a little slow as we come up to this. Good. So you see it raise those walls as expected. And now we're ready to drive. Past. Drive past. Because... oh yeah, you could hear them. They're angry. Cool. And then we're gonna just drive down the stairs like any normal person. And we're there. Pretty simple. There we go. She wondered how long they had been traveling. thing. Yeah, see what I was talking about? Traveling. This is all just my guessing at this point. Space voyage, maybe. A year, 100 years, 1,000. It didn't matter anymore. There was no way to go home. There's no way home to go back to. There's no... I can't fucking read. Only forward. Can't go home. Basically. Ooh, look at that. That's a neat angle. What's the point? Oh shit, we beat the person here. One So Like Me, Chapter 6. Alright, this is looking a little more interesting. This doesn't look like a building area. Oh shit! Are you telling me we get to control 2 of them? Because if so, that's pretty neat. I don't know though. Huh. Neato. Am I going to control them? Or what? So it seems it's just AI doing it. Are we gonna morph into one person? Because that'd be really weird. Not no! Oh shit, run! I did not expect this to become a third-person shooter. Get out of here. Into a vent? No. I needed some Dark Souls. You died right up in there. Huh. Chapter 7. What dreams may come. And I got an achievement, which you can't see. A survivor. She couldn't remember the last time she slept, and yes, she was having dreams. The visions were welcome, but not the memories. They did not stop assaulting and blaming her. I saw this in the opening, like during the menu. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be good. This gonna be good indeed. Am I not allowed to control it yet? Like, come on. What are you doing? I don't actually have control yet. It's weird. Holy shit. Move using W and S. Operate the arms with A and D. Oh, that's pretty cool. Cool. Oh, shit! There we go. And then we grab on and are ready to go. Whee! We're just hugging it. It's awesome. Now, I'm gonna do something stupid real quick. Oh no! I'm riding with no handlebars. Just kidding, we're good. Bring it back. Speedrun strats. Oh god, no! You can make it. There we go. Cool. After all that, I was worried I was gonna mess it up and fall to my death. This makes me think of like an old-timey movie. You know? Like sepia tone everywhere. Even though I know it's not. But that's just what comes to mind. Because you got the lights, you got the sort of movie premiere building-esque sort of architecture. That's what comes to mind. Bright lights everywhere. Chapter 8. Awake again. So was that a dream while we were asleep? Oh shit, we got a driving section. This is going to be interesting. Yep, seems we were asleep the whole time. That's why the whole thing about the dreams and not being good. That's exactly verbatim what they said. Dreams not good. Can't do dreams. No good. Cool. So, got the building section. Yes, indeedy. So it looks like we're going to have to drive and control. So I'm going to go ballpark it like that. And then think that should be reasonable because it's not taking up the whole width of the area. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna remove some of that. And then we're gonna go with controllables in the front, of course. Unpowered in the back. And actually, real quick, we're gonna free flight. Just look around. So we have a jump, a little jump. Turns. We have to go fast enough to avoid that. Another jump. Turn. Fast enough to not get messed up by that. Avoid that. Avoid that. And 2 more turns. So, yeah, what we're doing should be just fine. And get those wheels on. Drive it. Turning. Good. Let's go. Should work. It'll just be down to me controlling it. As I'm going, I'm trying to keep the camera working along with it. So I'm doing it manually. Careful. Go, 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 go. Oh, this might not work. Ah, no. Nailed it. That's perfect. I should be able to just skip this, really. Oh, no! Perfect. So yeah, I guess the main reason you want to try that is because it's a little too bouncy. No guardrails here, taking off the handlebars and well, it's honestly it's like bowling without the kiddie rails, which I could honestly always use. And there we go, pretty simple. Just down to really controlling, which is nice. She felt, rather than understood, the enormity of his treachery, and she knew it was all her fault. Interesting. Don't know what that means. Chapter 9, How It Started. Alright, so now we get to do a climber. This is going to be interesting. I'm a little worried because I saw a lot of interesting concepts in the trailer, and I'm worried that they showed all the interesting concepts. But we'll see. Cool. So they're letting us totally do it ourselves. We need to get over that, right? So I'm going to try to replicate what I saw in the video. Holy shit. Okay. So this is magical, by the way. Oh, wow. That looks so ridiculous. Yes. Almost there. Cool. Okay. So it seems this sort of does things. Not necessarily what I want, but it does things. You know what? That's perfect. Perfect. Excellently executed right there. It was all coming back to her. The dying days, the mounting panic, the denials, the blaming, the inevitable. That was ridiculous. I want to try that more out later. Because I did not expect it to fling itself that much. That reminds me of, Chapter 10, Adapting to Scarcity. So it looks like we're going to have to push something. Push something, obviously being the block, but push it where and why, don't know. Free flight. Push, 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 push. Why? What's the point? Do I need it? Do I really need it? I don't think I do. We'll see, huh? It might be that we have very limited options here. Yeah, so a linear motor. It can move an attached rod back and forth. You can attach rods on both ends of a linear motor. This is what we saw earlier with the moving in and out. Default keys to operate them are Q and E. Awesome. Yep, right there. Do we have some wheels? What's the point? Don't get it. I see this block. I'm thinking it needs me to take it there, but I don't see any requirement to do so far at least. So I'm just gonna not do it. There might be an achievement actually. Let me check that. It seems that there's a achievement to get through this without using any linear motors, which is exactly what I want to try to do. So we're gonna go with this. I have an idea. Alright, there we go, that should work. Go all the way. Don't stop. Yeah. There we go. Unconventional. Achievement unlocked. You can't see it because I have the overlay disabled for the recording, but I got it. The memories were pulsing in her head, made of smoke. She could practically hear the justifications, the arguments in the lab, her calm voice in the midst of pointless chaos. Interesting. That's actually pretty cool. I'm surprised that worked.